Isaac here, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today, I'm going to bring you something a little bit different. I want to share my experiences with modding an original Game Boy. So, a little bit of backstory. I bought this off of a auction, a website, whatnot. I'm sure you've heard of it. I bought this Game Boy and I received it. I knew what I was getting, but it's kind of, well used. It's got a little bit of damage on the back cover and stuff. The screen has a couple lines in it, which I know you can fix, fairly easy if you have a soldering iron. So I wasn't too concerned with that. But when I bought this, it kind of made me wonder, how could I take an original Game Boy and make it better? Because, the screen on this isn't the best, and I've heard that you can do, modifications and upgrades. So I started to dig in, Googling everything I could find, and I've come across a website called Retro Game Repair. And they had a lot of different things on there. I was going to just do the screen mod, make it an IPS screen, and then I noticed that you could get shells, you could get buttons, and so then I was like, maybe I should just go ahead and go all out and make it how I want and how I want it to look. So that's where we're at. I've never done this before, so I want to record it and show everybody my process of doing it, and if it's easy or not for just anybody to try. But enough of that stuff. Let's get into what I bought, how much it cost, because that's a big thing, and also what we're going to do. And the big thing is this here. This is the FunnyPlaying Retro IPS kit. So this was $58.99, and it comes with this nice hard case to protect your screen and everything in shipping. This bracket here does not come in the case. You have to buy that separate, and let me look, that was $2.99 for the bracket. That just kind of makes things easier to install from what I've seen. Here's all your contents, but I'm going to get you all closer and give an overhead view so we can go through it more. Alright, so now that I got the camera set up over here, let's take a closer look at what I bought. So, quick summary, I bought this from RetroGameRepairShop.com. They seemed like a reputable site. They had good reviews, and there was a lot of videos already on YouTube of other people doing this modification. So let's just start off right here with the case. I got the transparent black case. I really like how you can see through it and see into the inside. I think that's going to look really good. Seems like it's pretty standard case. I went with the teal buttons. I think that's going to look good with that black. Now the big thing was this right here, and in this hard case, this is actually the IPS screen. So this screen is a backlit LCD screen, and that makes it to where you can see better on the screen on the Game Boy, and especially in like dark areas at night, stuff like that. On a regular Game Boy, you can't really see it very good at all. So in this kit, this costs like $58.99. In total, all I spent, I think it was 78 bucks. So I spent like $78 to get this. I didn't really have to do this case, but keep in mind, if you don't change the case and you just want the screen mod, on these original Game Boys, the cutout, the screen is smaller. So I'll be able to show you better in a minute what I'm talking about. And then you would have to cut this out to get the new screen to fit. So I figured might as well just change the look of it and go with this. So first thing, it says warning, test before you install it. So we'll follow that. They're not responsible for any damage caused during the installation process. So you got to know what you're doing, and if you don't know what you're doing, then you should have so you got to know what you're doing when you're installing it, and if you don't know what you're doing, just make sure you have the confidence and know if you mess it up, they're not going to cover it. So in this nice little plastic case, the first thing here we have is the main board, it looks like. There's the buttons, you got the LED light up there, there's a little toggle switch right here for, I think that's going to be able to change the screen colors and contrast and everything like that. Nice black PCB, I like that. This little baggie, we have a ribbon cable, and then we have this other small board that has a ribbon cable coming off of it. So we'll have to see what that hooks into. And then we have the screen, and then also the new plastic cover that goes over the screen. So let's get this here out of the way. And I don't know, I think I might have mentioned it already, but I've never done one of these before. I've always wanted to try. I've seen other mods, and I thought it would be cool to do something like this. So this was, you know, my chance. So here's a screen cover, and this is what we all came here to see, and see how it performs, and see if I can even put it together. I hope I can put it together. This is the screen. You have your adhesive here, and I also seen that if you use this adhesive that it's pretty much permanent and you cannot take the screen back out without damaging it. So we probably won't use that. So here's the screen. That's the new screen that we'll be putting in. It has a nice screen protector on it so we don't get scratched up. So yeah, so I think that's enough of me rambling along right now. I'm gonna go ahead and just start with tearing the original Game Boy down. So let me move all this stuff out of the way, and we'll start with taking this apart. Actually be taking this, we're going to be reusing this part and putting it in the new case. So I'm going to work on getting all of this stuff unscrewed and loose, that way we can use it and put it in the other case. Wow, I mean, it looks fairly clean for something that, you know, came out in 1989. Okay, so here is the actual screen. So obviously this is what we're going to be replacing. So we won't be using this part, but we still need to take it out because we need to get this speaker here out. 10 screws later, and the screen is out. So there's the speaker that we need to clean off and then heat up these solder points so this speaker can be used on the other one. Was on the original. So I kind of got those in there and kind of bent them down. So I'm just going to set that there. We're good. So that board's good. That's all the soldering that I believe you got to do. Everything else should just be plug and play. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with this back part. Setting it in here. It would help if I set it in the right way. So it's going to slide in right like so. Trying to make it where you all can see. There we go. And there we go. So it should just slide in just like that. Okay, not bad. That lays right there. So there you go. That back part's in. That looks pretty good. I about dropped it. Alright, so let's go ahead, and it did come with new screws, but I think, let me just double check here. Okay, so we have the screen right here, and then we have this cable. We have to hook this part here into this part right here. So we have to snap this together. This over. Take my bracket, slide it through here, and it should just sit in here like so. Just like that. Snaps right in there. So now we have the screen. It's in the bracket. That's good to go. Okay, now that we got that in there, we're gonna take this off for a second. Set it right here. You're gonna take this and this piece here, you're going to line up the top parts like that, and then it just drops right in there like that. So now this is what it looks like. And then I'm going to take this dust cover and place it back on here for now, just to help keep it from getting scratched and stuff like that. Okay, so nothing screwed down yet, but this ribbon cable here, that was kind of hard to get into that slot and push in there, and I kind of bent it right there. So I really hope that that is going to be okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put some screws in it so that way it doesn't fall apart, because I got to hook this ribbon cable into that and fold it together, and it's all going to fall apart if I don't put some screws in it. So and look at that. Comes right on. that it comes on. Start works. A works. Let's just set this down here real quick. I gotta be very careful. Uh-oh, somebody help. We gotta help Peach. So, seems like the D-pad is working. It's hard to see at this angle, so I don't really know what I'm doing. There's jump. And boom. Alright, so I'm gonna stop here and I'm gonna go ahead and put all this back together, screw the case together, and then we'll do an overview of what I think. Alright, let's wrap this up. So, that took me probably, I don't know, a couple hours to do this. But I will say, doesn't that look nice? Now you can play your original Game Boy games with the backlit screen. It's crystal clear. The screen is just really nice. So, that's good. So there's a couple things that I didn't like. One was the screws. They seem to strip out real easy, and I know that's probably a lot to do with small screws and stuff like that, and you have to get a really good grip on it. But these were kind of cheap, I feel like, and I stripped a couple of them out, and it was kind of hard to get them screwed into the plastic, so you got to be careful with that. But I'm pretty happy with the color scheme I went with the teal buttons and then the black transparent. I mean, I think that's pretty cool. So, was it worth it? Was it worth spending $78 right there? It's my total. And a couple hours of time for me to make this to this. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it was worth it? Personally, I think so. And now I have this for, say, if I find somebody that has a Game Boy that the screen's broke. Well, I can just use this and repair it. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from my experiences and stuff that I did. And if you have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments. Feel free to ask. I'll try to answer everything I can. And until next time, we'll see you later.